even when we have research and we have drugs, we don't have access to those drugs or even the trials that lead to their approval. And we have huge disparities in cancer survival rates around the world, in particular for certain types of cancers. So, for example, even within Europe, if we compare 5-year survival in Sweden versus Bulgaria for all cancers, we see an absolute 30% difference in cancer patients who are alive at 5 years in between Sweden and Bulgaria. So, Dr. Seoane, could you comment on why these differences exist in countries that really aren't that far apart, at least in distance? What are the strategies in Europe to reach the ambitious goal to increase survival and to have by 2030 more than 3 million lives saved, living longer and living better?
Well, first of all, thank you. Thank the organizers for this fantastic opportunity to be in this roundtable. And also I want to congratulate the organizers for this fantastic initiative. So in fact, it is a true honor and privilege to be here representing in some way Europe and representing the EACR, the European Association for Cancer Research. This is the largest society for cancer research in Europe. I mean, disparities in cancer survival are a major problem. And let me say that, to me, I find them clearly unacceptable. I understand that to try to solve disparities in cancer survival across the world can be challenging. But if we talk about Europe, I think if we share the determination and the will, we will be able to solve these disparities. Looking at this, most of these disparities are due to differences, maybe in prevention policies, in diagnostic technologies, in access to cancer treatment, or even in support to quality of life among cancer patients. And all these 4 factors can be improved through cancer research, improve all the knowledge that we need to have to improve all these factors, and then share this knowledge and technologies across countries. And this is something we need to do. In the case of Europe, this is particularly important. As you know, Europe has an aging population. 4 million Europeans will be diagnosed with cancer every year, and 1.2 million Europeans will die from cancer annually. So this is something we need to solve. And the good news is that there are initiatives at the European level to try to solve these problems. And one of them is the so-called European Cancer Mission. And the objective of this mission is to try to save 3 million lives by 2030. And to do so, what they want to do is invest strongly in cancer research, try to improve the knowledge in cancer, and then share knowledge and technology across countries. Also put together scientists that from different countries to work together as a team, to share ideas, to generate synergisms, to improve cancer treatment and care, and then again share these technologies and knowledge across countries. And I think this is the way to go. This is the way to solve cancer survival disparities, not only, I think, in Europe, but why not also throughout the world? And thank you.
Thank you very much for that. The importance of collaboration and partnerships and sharing knowledge and ideas is going to take us much farther than trying to do this alone. So now let's move on for a little discussion about breast cancer. It's clear that research has contributed to a better understanding of breast cancer and breaking it up into subtypes. Breast cancer is not all just one cancer. And by understanding breast cancer, we can improve therapeutic strategies and survival outcomes. So I'll address this question to Dr. Seoane. In breast cancer, the discovery of the HER2 gene is an excellent example of how cancer research, by understanding what's driving at least a subset of breast cancer, can substantially modify the treatment and result in improved survival. So how has this scientific finding contributed to improved therapies for this type of cancer? And what's the future of precision medicine in solid tumors?
Well, thank you very much for this question. To me, this is one of the best examples where cancer research is impacting directly cancer survival. And also, I have to say that this is a story that is close to my heart. One of the leaders or pioneers in the story of HER2 and the development of HER2, anti-HER2 compounds was Professor Baselga. Professor Baselga was my friend, and also I worked with him for a long time. And unfortunately, he passed away early this year. I want to take this opportunity to remember him and also to thank him for all he did to improve cancer survival. Well, the HER2 story begins as all successful cancer stories and is through the high-quality cancer research, cancer science. But it's important to say that at the very beginning, scientists were not looking for a compound to treat cancer. They were doing curiosity-driven research. They wanted to understand the nature of the disease in detail. And through that understanding, they really found the compound to treat cancer. And this, I want to say that maybe we should not prioritize too much applied research, but also prioritize basic curiosity-driven research, non-applied research, because that research will generate the concepts that will be the basis of the applied research to generate, for example, therapeutic compounds. Well, the HER2 story begins by finding HER2, and scientists discovered that this protein was the one that controlled cell cycle or cell proliferation and cell division. So this protein was giving the cell the signal to proliferate. Then they found that some tumors have had aberrations in HER2 in the way that HER2 was constitutively active and continuously giving the signal to the cell to proliferate. And that's why the cell was proliferating even at times that should not be proliferating and generating then a tumor. When they discovered that, they thought, well, this is a very interesting therapeutic target. Let's try to design a compound to inhibit HER2. And in that case was a monoclonal antibody that blocked HER2. And they really found that this antibody was stopping cell proliferation and division and inducing cell death. So they had a very interesting therapeutic compound. But I think the most important concept of this story is that they really rapidly found that not all tumors have this HER2 aberration, and that only tumors that have the HER2 aberration were the ones that responded to anti-HER2 treatment. So this for me is the basis of precision medicine, of individualized medicine. It means that we need to understand, characterize in detail the molecular characteristics of each tumor at each time point, for example, if the tumor has HER2 or something else, in order to decide which is the optimal treatment for that particular tumor. And so this is the example that I think we should follow. This is the only way, in my mind, that we can obtain better therapies against cancer. Only through the detailed understanding of the nature of cancer, through cancer research, we will improve cancer treatment and care. And so, thank you. And I think that's why we need to support cancer research as we are doing today. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
In 2016, World Cancer Research Day was born as the first goal of the World Declaration on Cancer Research, an initiative promoted by the Spanish Association Against Cancer together with 107 organizations from all over the world have also joined the initiative. Today we celebrate the 6th anniversary of World Cancer Research Day, a day to raise awareness on the importance of cancer research and the need to promote training and infrastructure to bring results closer to all patients. Yes, cancer research works. Pursuing the following goals: to coordinate efforts, to establish common strategies, and to have the resources to accelerate research. Let's keep researching. Cancer research works. driving progress together.